a different human species. The Neanderthals, scientifically known as Homo neanderthalensis, lived and evolved on our planet approximately 440,000 years ago. Their extinction is estimated to have occurred between 28,000 and 40,000 years ago. But who exactly were the Neanderthals? How were they different from us? Could they have coexisted peacefully with modern humans? And if they were still alive today, how would human life on Earth be different? In today's documentary, we will answer these questions and provide you with an interesting and informative experience. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to support its growth, like our videos to help them reach a wider audience, and share your ideas in the comments for future content suggestions. First, let me explain why Neanderthals are considered a human species. As you know, we modern humans are classified as Homo sapiens, and the word Homo at the beginning of our species name is used to classify humans, human species, and their close relatives. The origin of the word Homo is believed to come from the Proto-Indo-European root dum, meaning earth, and it later evolved into humanus in Latin, which means human. Throughout Earth's history, many human species have emerged and gone extinct. Since we are the last surviving and most recently evolved human species, we generally struggle to comprehend the existence of other human species. However, numerous human species have existed, and some even coexisted with modern humans. In this regard, Neanderthals are particularly important because they not only interacted with modern humans for trade, war, or other reasons, but they also lived together in the same regions. Moreover, Neanderthals and modern humans interbred, resulting in hybrid offspring. Some people might argue that humans are the only species that remained as a single surviving lineage, unlike any other species. But this is incorrect. Throughout history, there have been many species in the animal kingdom that have continued their lineage as the sole remaining members of their kind. When looking at Earth's history, modern humans are actually a very young species and are still at the beginning of their journey. If Earth does not face destruction from space or any other catastrophic event, humanity, as the last remaining human species, still has countless years ahead. The main reason Neanderthals are considered a human species and why we think they closely resemble modern humans is the extremely small genetic difference between us. As you may know, chimpanzees are considered our closest relatives by most scientists, and the genetic difference between humans and chimpanzees is 1 to 3%. However, the genetic difference between modern humans and Neanderthals is only 0.12%. To understand how small this difference is, consider this: the genetic difference between you and another human being ranges from 0.08% to 0.02%. This means that, genetically, we share an incredible amount of similarity with Neanderthals. In fact, according to some scientists, every modern human alive today is partially Neanderthal and carries Neanderthal genes in their DNA. Additionally, if you are from the Caucasus or Asia, or if your ancestors lived in these regions before migrating elsewhere, you likely have more Neanderthal DNA than people from other regions. This genetic contribution is typically around 4%, and to clarify, this percentage does not refer to similarity, it represents actual Neanderthal DNA inherited through direct interbreeding. This means that after encountering modern humans, Neanderthals and Homo sapiens began interbreeding. While some may view this interbreeding negatively, it was actually highly beneficial for modern humans and played a crucial role in our survival. Neanderthals had immunity to many viruses and diseases that modern humans were not resistant to. As a result, many Homo sapiens died from infections that Neanderthals could survive. However, after interbreeding, modern humans inherited certain genes from Neanderthals that provided immunity to these deadly viruses and diseases. Therefore, the decision of our ancestors to interbreed with another human species was, in reality, a very logical and advantageous one for our survival. For years, some scientists have claimed that extinct animals could be brought back by creating a new genetic sequence using genes from their closest living relatives and those extracted from fossils. Although this claim initially seemed impossible and unrealistic, advancements in modern technology and scientific research have proven that such a feat is indeed possible. For example, by combining genes from chickens, crocodiles, and certain bird species with genes extracted and analyzed from dinosaur fossils, scientists have confirmed that flying dinosaur species could potentially be revived. However, such an experiment would require approval and funding from governments. Since most governments currently do not support such developments, this research has been put on hold. Nevertheless, as you can see, extinct animals can theoretically be brought back, and the same principle applies to humans. George Church, a geneticist at Harvard University, has suggested that since the entire Neanderthal genome has now been sequenced, a modern human woman could be impregnated and give birth to a Neanderthal or a hybrid child. As a result, even if Neanderthals do not immediately exist in their original form, continuous reproduction over the years could lead to the establishment of a fully Neanderthal population, at least according to Church's theory. Additionally, before 2010, we were significantly less creative and productive. While humans rely on data and research to draw conclusions, Neanderthals primarily used trial and error until they found the correct solution. As a result, their manual skills were far superior to those of modern humans. They were able to craft tools, spears, and weapons of much higher quality than those made by early modern humans. As mentioned, their biggest disadvantage was that they were far behind us in terms of intelligence and cognitive abilities. Additionally, scientists have stated that Neanderthals were highly skilled at stone carving, and that no human today can carve stones as well as they did. Even attempts to replicate their techniques have failed to match their precision. With the weapons they crafted, Neanderthals primarily hunted woolly rhinos and bison. When you take a closer look at various studies, you can see that Neanderthals had many unique aspects of their own. For example, just like modern humans, Neanderthals had their own sense of art, fashion, medical knowledge, cuisine, and even their own beliefs. To many people, the idea of a religion or belief system existing in that era might seem absurd and strange, especially considering that writing and the technological advancements we consider normal today did not yet exist. So how did we determine that Neanderthals had religious beliefs? The answer lies in their graves. Neanderthals had their own burial structures, and they believed in an afterlife. One of the strongest pieces of evidence supporting this is the fact that they were buried with their belongings and even with their pets. This indicates that Neanderthals believed they would continue to live in another world, universe, or dimension, however you may wish to describe it, after death. Because of this belief, they buried their personal possessions alongside the deceased as keepsakes for the afterlife. Unfortunately, we still do not have definitive information on how this human species went extinct. Although scientists have conducted research on both the remaining bones and the regions where Neanderthals lived, they have not been able to reach a clear conclusion. However, as with many scientific topics, there are multiple theories on this subject. One theory suggests that after Neanderthals started interbreeding with and living alongside modern humans, they were exposed to diseases and viruses to which modern humans had immunity, but they did not. This could have led to a mass extinction among them. Another theory claims that after the end of the Ice Age, Neanderthals struggled to adapt to the changing environment and found it increasingly difficult to secure food sources. Due to this scarcity of food, they were forced to migrate constantly, and many adult Neanderthals died during these migrations. As the number of adults decreased, many Neanderthal children were left without care and nourishment. As a result, they could not sustain their population, leading to their gradual extinction over time. Both of these theories sound plausible, which is why many scientists believe that Neanderthal extinction was a combination of both factors. In other words, Neanderthals disappeared not only because they couldn't find enough food after the Ice Age and failed to sustain their population, but also because they had to battle various diseases. Additionally, though rare, some scientists propose another perspective. Neanderthals never actually went extinct. Instead, due to continuous interbreeding with modern humans over generations, they were assimilated into our population and still exist as part of our genetic lineage today. So, what if Neanderthals had not gone extinct and had continued to live alongside modern humans? Neanderthals were generally a species that preferred to stay within their own families and communities. A group of 50 Neanderthals would not even want to interact with another group of 50 Neanderthals, let alone integrate into a larger society. As a result, If they were still alive today, they would most likely reside in remote areas such as mountains and less populated regions, away from dense human civilization. However, modern humans have always created divisions among themselves, even within their own societies. It is highly likely that modern humans would have tried to control Neanderthals in some way and govern them. As we mentioned before, Neanderthals were intellectually and cognitively behind modern humans. Because of this, they might have submitted to human authority and accepted living under human rule for a certain period. But their issue was not a complete lack of understanding or learning, it was simply that they learned things much more slowly. Over time, Neanderthals would have likely rebelled against human control, leading to a war between the two human species. You might expect that modern humans would easily win such a war, but Neanderthals were actually very resilient and capable hunters when necessary. Their ability to live in harmony with nature and their superior physical strength would have given them an advantage. If they had been able to achieve sufficient technological advancements, they could have even won the war against modern humans. Additionally, many people within modern human society would eventually recognize that Neanderthals were also humans and advocate for their right to live as equals rather than as slaves. If enough people in advanced societies had reacted positively to their presence, Neanderthals might have gained equal rights without any war at all, allowing them to live just like modern humans today. Today, we would choose the more peaceful and morally right path, the second option. After Neanderthals gained equal rights with modern humans, they would likely improve and beautify the regions they inhabited. By learning agricultural techniques from modern humans, they would engage in both farming and animal husbandry. Some groups would also try to adapt to city life. Most likely, governments would create special job positions for them in municipalities, allowing them to work and integrate into society. Additionally, special education and care centers would be established for Neanderthal children and infants. As we have mentioned many times, Neanderthals were behind modern humans in terms of learning speed and cognitive development. Because of this, they would not be able to attend the same schools as modern human children, since they would struggle to keep up with the learning pace. However, by attending schools and care centers designed specifically for them, each new generation of Neanderthals would continue to develop and eventually reach the same level as modern humans. If they were given a designated region or land, that area would most likely become their independent and sovereign state. Other countries would engage in trade and cultural exchanges with this Neanderthal nation, one way or another. Thanks to modern humans who advocated for Neanderthal independence, we could have lived a happy and peaceful life together with them. However, it is important to note that while the modern human population today is around 8 billion, the Neanderthal population would likely be around 5 to 10 million. If they accepted interbreeding with modern humans, of course, their population would increase over time. As someone who is generally fascinated by space, the universe, galaxies, and science, I would truly love to live